So hello everyone, dear friends. Greetings from China. Hello to everyone. Today we are at the Zeekr car dealership. And today we will be reviewing the new Zeekr 8X. Just yesterday the presentation took place, they announced the price and the configurations. Today for now let's do a brief overview. And after the official start of sales we'll take the car for a test drive and see how it handles. But for now let's go friends, let's get started. So friends, first let's start with the exterior, then move on to the interior. The car in principle is not small in size, it's 5.1 meters long and 1.998 meters wide. In terms of appearance, yes, they borrowed from the 9, but the shapes have become smoother. If we remember all the previous models, they were always sporty and sleek, while the 9 is more square, more monumental and more prestigious in my opinion. Here we have a more sporty design. The stars on the sides remain the same. Just like on the 9, there's a projection on the road surface. It's available here too. The grille itself is okay, but if we talk about the Shadow Edition version, the most expensive one with a black grille, it looks completely different. The pattern is different and, in my opinion, much cooler. That version is definitely a wow. Plus, the color is matte gray, the rear bumper and the body kit are more sporty. The tires are of different widths, if I'm not mistaken. And I think there was even a spoiler on top in some videos. It looks cool. And here we have a more civilian version. Let's talk about the configurations. We have the max configuration, Ultra, Ultra Plus, and the most expensive version. It's called something in Chinese. If anything, I'll add the inscription here and translate it into English. Depending on the version, for example, if we talk about the Ultra version, only the front doors have automatic drive. The rear doors unfortunately do not have a drive. There's an electric lock, but the doors don't open by themselves. If we take the Ultra Plus, then yes, all 4 doors open automatically. The door is quite heavy, cameras are on all sides, LiDAR on the roof. There's autopilot just like on the 9, called H7, and you can also buy the H9, the most advanced autopilot. So let's look at the wheels. We have 22-inch wheels, 275 by 40 R22, and Brembo brakes, 4 piston in the front, 2 piston in the back. The suspension here has a double wishbone in the front, double pneumatic, multi-link in the back, and in the maximum versions there will also be a stabilization system, so all tilts and cranes will be handled, and the car promises to be as sporty as possible and provide great handling. Again, we're waiting for the car to be available for a test drive, and we'll do a review for you. So let's open the fuel cap. Minimum octane, number 95 gasoline. Well, I would probably fill it with 98 because we have a 2-liter turbo engine in the front. Let's open the front part of the hood and see, which delivers power of 270 something horsepower. Heat and sound insulation. They even made a Zeekr inscription. The engine is exactly the same as on the 9. It was developed jointly by Volvo and Geely. 2 electric motors, 898 horsepower, 900 volt architecture. So yes, the car charges quite quickly. I'll write the exact numbers on the screen, fast and slow charging. Plus we have a 70 kilowatt hour battery. This is in the more expensive versions. If you take the cheapest one, it has a 50 kilowatt hour battery. Again, not bad figures. From the back, in my opinion, it looks nicer than the 9. The same design as if we have a crystal inside. In the evening, again, I think these lights will look very cool, beautiful. About the trunk, since this is a 5-seater version, its volume is over 1,000 liters. In principle, yes, not bad. Lots of space. I like that everything here is on the sides, everything is upholstered. There's also an additional organizer here, and we can lift this board. Additionally, there's a niche on the left where we can fold the second row, so it will be more than 2,000 liters. It will certainly be convenient when all this happens automatically. And on the right we have a 220 volt socket and another lighter. And here again we can access the charging hatch, so I understand if the car suddenly loses power when you press, for example, the trunk opening button, hold it for 5 or 10 seconds and the car will respond and open the trunk for you. Lighting on the left, right, and even on top. In the evening, everything is visible well, convenient. As for the materials, by the way, very well done, smooth leather, everything is fully covered here, and inside regular plastic. Here, look, we have natural wood, just as textured, nice to the touch. Ventilation, heating, massage. There's a massage for the fifth point here, and all the seat adjustments. Double glass, quite thick. Comfortable, soft, large seats. Also, I have here for the passenger and for the driver an ottoman. I can move it. Turn on the massage. Let's do a little on the plan, but it's cool, convenient. Yes, there are such handles we saw in Mercedes and Porsche cars too. I remember they are here. Add wood here. Wood material is also great. Plus, we also have air fresheners. Yes, I feel a pleasant smell. Press here on the button. The glove compartment opens. Below here is where we insert those very air fresheners. The display itself is double, just like in the 9. You can choose either single or double. Here we can additionally open the door. Steering adjustments for height, reach, all automatically. They changed the steering wheel design. If in the 9 it was round, here it's just like in the 001 or Zeekr 7X. In principle, it feels great, sporty, it fits very comfortably in the hands. Head-up display HUD. There's also wood here, a small compartment for small items. I press the button to open the 360 camera, it responds instantly. The chip is good, yes, it works just perfectly. I honestly really like the front display rod. They integrated it again. There's a visor, it looks cool. We can change the view when changing modes. They made such a new animation, it looks really cool. I liked it. The next button is responsible for the suspension. That is, we have a comfortable suspension, standard, then sport. The last button is responsible for the air suspension, raise lower. Also different positions, but now I can't adjust it, of course, because the car is in exhibition mode. 2 cup holders, 2 wireless chargers, armrest. There's a fridge in the back. If we talk about the top version with 3 electric motors, then we have 1401 horsepower. There are also differences in the interior. Here we have carbon everywhere. This part is carbon, this part, so everything is made as sporty as possible, more aggressive, all in carbon. There are microphones, voice assistants, a huge mirror. Well, honestly, yes, huge. Here too for passengers, separate panorama. There's a display on the ceiling, but no sunroof. And in the Diatka we have a sunroof. I like that there's a sunroof. And here, of course, it's just like in Lestian's place. Here we have lighting. There's also ambient lighting, also double glass tinted, and there's a curtain. Let's open it. On the right side, I can open it too. Close the curtain. And this button is for the panorama. Otherwise, the materials are basically the same. All right, let me sit down. There are retractable steps, 2 tables, and there's wood here too. The materials are done excellently. Press the button and the display opens. There's also a camera and a sensor that watches you, that scans you. Accordingly, you can make a video call, set up a conference. I can adjust the backrest. I also have a so-called zero gravity mode here. 2 cup holders. You can also put the phone here. They took the remote from here. There's also a remote for the TV. A fridge with these kinds of drinks. And well, all right, let me put my feet up. So in this position, you can recline the backrest even more. The seat moves accordingly. In this position, of course, it's comfortable. Well, all right, let's not make a mess here. All right, let's fold it back. There's also a 6-seater version. It's optional, but I think there won't be any space in the trunk at all. The handle is plastic here. They could have covered it. It feels a bit cheap. There's also a display. We can also change the settings, ambient lighting, open the panorama, the 2nd row seat. So here we have heating, massage, ventilation for the 2nd row too. Excellent. Seat settings memory is available. You can even pair the phone and control it like a remote control from the phone. Climate, music, video viewing. In general, in China, there are never too few displays, screens, TVs, and everything else. The materials are done excellently, no questions. Along this line, everything is covered, everything feels great. Below is just regular plastic. Here, everything is covered too, but you see how it gets dirty, of course, with feet. When people constantly climb in, it looks dirty. So let's check what it's made of. 119 zinc, galvanized. There's aluminum, 155. So the hood is aluminum, even the body is fully galvanized, not bad. The tow hitch is optional here, and overall how everything is implemented, let's also capture that. This part is open just like in the 9th version of Zeekr 9X, and as for the suspension, everything is done well. Even in China they filmed a video. What it's made of here is completely aluminum. Among competitors, the suspension is good here, although externally, well, again, to each their own taste. Personally, I prefer the 9, but for the 8, they didn't skimp. Also, they added roof rails right away. Excellent. At the presentation, they talked about its functionality, electric motors, its capabilities, the most maximum version, how the car climbed a snowy hill at a 45-degree angle. Well, cool. Regarding its capabilities and handling, even when they watered the road, it passed the slalom test at 84, I think, kilometers per hour, if I'm not mistaken. If anything, I'll add it to the video. In general, regarding handling all its capabilities, well, they position themselves as a competitor to the car. By the way, they mentioned Porsche Cayenne more than once, but here, no, I would still choose Porsche. Porsche is the standard for me. Additionally, the Chinese also compare it with the BMW X5. But again, the BMW X5, if we talk about the price in China, for example, for the 3-liter version, they'll ask for 600,000 yuan. Here, the maximum price will be 517,000 yuan, cheaper. But if we talk, for example, about the capabilities of the cars, comparing with the BMW X5, I personally feel more drawn to the X5. But if you look at the car's description, its technical capabilities for the year 2026 and its power, plus the battery here is 70 kilowatt hours. Well, of course, it's a high-tech car. On one hand, I would still like it, but with BMW, I start to wonder what I would choose. Again, write in the comments what you would choose. You can see, right? 22. About 17 to the footboard, 17.5 centimeters. The same system, all the same features. Heating, ventilation, massage, of course, we have all of that. Here's the English language also in the 8, please. Everything is here. Here the front rod, also everything in English. So, friends, I would also like to point out the main question, which I think interests many, is about the gearboxes. Here, again, in China, news came out, well, a long time ago. In principle, they are already circulating. Everyone is talking about it, that the Chinese acknowledge their problem and have already fixed it. Since January, it turns out, all other cars have already come with normal fixed gearboxes. Yes, mistakes happen, but if we look at the statistics again and remember, for example, the same Mercedes, how many mistakes they had and how long it took them to fix. In China, by the way, there were also problems with Mercedes. There, however, it was not so serious with the multimedia. But nevertheless, they waited for this firmware for half a year. And here the company Geely, this auto giant, they are developing at such a speed. And for them in the auto industry, of course, reputation is very important. Therefore, yes, they messed up. A serious mistake, but they fixed it very quickly. My attitude towards Zeekr is a bit negative now for one reason. In that I also publish all this information on the internet. And having published on the internet, on the website, on different platforms, in Chinese, TikTok, and on other platforms, damn, one day they immediately delete everything, clean everything up. All the Chinese, they don't even know that there was such a problem. But in Russia, everyone talks about it. Anyone who wants to, especially the haters, when they saw this information, immediately, haha, Chinese junk. Well, in general, that's the situation. All right, friends, I think we can wrap it up here. Thank you all. See you. Bye.